Ghost currently on an 18-game winning streak on Breeze, and they're near 65% win rate on both sides of the map. So this is going to be a very uphill climb for EG.
But it has to get off to a good start in the pistols, and especially throughout this entire defensive half. First point of contact for Reformed. Okay, that works out well. Flash peek as he comes on through. Not going to be avoided by the majority of Ghosts, and the trade's decent for EG in the initial fight.
Yeah, EG doing a pretty good job here, playing these forward positions through A-halls and just not letting Ghost really get set up and start rolling out their strategy. And that's really well done for Evil Geniuses. And I hope that's a trend we're going to see, because Ghost is a team where if you give them that initial space and that initial time to kind of orchestrate their playbook, they are just so darn good at just the fundamentals of the game, the team play. But in particular, what I like about Ghost is their tempo changes they can orchestrate throughout the course of a half. Like, they're very good at just out of nowhere blitzing you, or, you know, then playing the slower pace rounds kind of in the middle of the half, you know, just kind of always keeping you guessing what their timings are going to be. So if you're EG and you're able to play that forward defense and kind of disrupt that a little bit, get that early information, and kind of dictate the pace of the game in your own right, that's kind of the tools that you need to succeed.
Well, and just to kind of take that trademark and maybe even push it a bit further, that was how they beat Optic. I mean, Optic's initiators had limited to no success through a lot of that series. So yeah, trying to replicate that would be key for Evil Geniuses, trying to steal away what has been Ghost's bread and butter throughout not just this group stage, but also through qualifiers and just the entirety really of 2022. But
yeah, I mean, obviously Proto's been kind of a new pickup since April, but the rest of the team's been together since the beginning of the year. Obviously, some of them go back longer than that with the organization. And yeah, Breeze has just been a constant for them. You know, it's just something they can always rely on. Again, 18-game winning streak, nothing to shake a stick at. One of the best streaks we've had in North American Valorant history, to be honest. So we'll see as they do find themselves on the back foot here coming this second round. They will make their way towards the orb here at Long A. All 5 of their members gathered up here, though it seems like we might see a little bit of a late lurk from a Proto and A-halls, perhaps looking to try to find their way in. This defensive Viper wall kind of blocking their way out the K's. A great frag that comes in as well, and Reformed will pick up off the back of it there. So doing a good job here is EG at getting a read of the lay of the land and shutting down this push.
Now the flash comes through, as that is going to find so much information off of the 0 point. On top of it, EG have fully rotated offensively, expecting this hit to come out. The timing of this for Ghost is going to be pretty hard-pressed. Someone's got that shot, and, well, it's not going to be quality, as he will drop instantly off of Boostio's Headhunter. Not a lot of time to play with here. Com's going to peek on the backside of the defensive toxic screen and have no problem with all of the help coming through. Great control from EG as they go up 2-0 early.
Indeed they do. Just kind of following in line with what our, Des was talking about, is that Evil Geniuses has been the best North American team on pistol rounds by far.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they were like on a 15 or 16 pistol round winning streak at one point during the group stage or something along those lines. And I want to say it's like in the high 70% range of success.
77.5.
Yeah, it's just bonkers. I think they're way out in front in that regard. So that's exactly what they needed to do, was bring that strength to the table, as I think they come in as the slight underdog, particularly on this map, to get that 2-0 start and try to use that to win this bonus, as they are going to have an operator in Boostio's hands, not just a Spectre. So they definitely have some big weapons to play with here.
Yeah, getting value out of these rounds is going to be key for Evil Geniuses, who statistically have not been necessarily great in eco-disadvantage rounds. Quality, a little bit of trouble taking care of Jojimo, but plenty of help on the top to make sure they can secure first blood. It comes at a bit of a cost, though, as far as health is concerned, and Ghost is actually going to pay respect to the fact that they can't go any further forward.
Yeah, good little opening pick there at middle. Again, Ghost very good at playing these defaults out, playing the mid-control, kind of slowing things down and just playing the fundamentals with just their trade efficiency and spacing. But again, look out throughout the course of the rest of this half of them to bring those pacing changes, and that's really where they can start to unsettle Evil Geniuses. They start picking up the pace at times, but right now just kind of use that opening pick to now pivot over towards A side. They have A-Hall's, presence being held up by John Cutie. Well, the rest of the team starts to form up over at AK, so look for this A hit. But there's a pretty formidable defense in place on site, so this may not be, the egg they thought they could easily crack.
Yeah, really good stuff with Com coming forward to delay by way of the recon bolt. John Cutie in the middle of the map may have been the opening, but it's not going to happen, and now it's just essentially spammed through the toxic screen. 3 for 1, the initial exchange. Apoth helping from afar. Reform still holding his life, which is great news for EG's defense. Brock would have to hit some incredible shots at low HP. And, well, he's going to get 0 pointed out, and there's really nowhere for him to go, especially considering the time. And I'll say this much here, Dust. This is great news early for EG, because it looks like Ghost want to try to isolate Reformed, who's been their statistically worst player defensively, but he's held on nicely with a 5-1 start for EG.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, you're no doubt about that. I will say one thing kind of surprising is while Reform's numbers have been a bit down kind of overall, he's actually number 3 in 1vx percentage. So he's actually been really good in those clutch moments, which kind of stands to reason he would be able to like make smart decisions on anchoring this A side. You know, that the timing of that fragment and 0-point placement, kind of using that Viper wall as like kind of an extra buffer to kind of play behind. And, you know, they've been doing a really good job shutting down this A side so far, but looks like they should be able to get this 4-0 hot start here as Ghost obviously not much to work with on this one. Looking like they want to pounce on this B site though, as everyone seems to be gathering up in this direction.
Well, top trying to spam down the Aldrone. He'll actually take the benefit of spamming through the Aldrone and taking down Koala Noob in the same moment. So Evil Genius's initial hold looking pretty solid as far as the numbers are concerned. Some space given, but really not too much to worry about. Outside of the fact that the defense is a little slow to rotate, largely speaking. Com trying to create a little bit of space, and how about it? The pistols are working out pretty nicely. Gonna activate Com to move on forward, which he's really not able to successfully take down as many kills as you would anticipate. And just like that, weapons collected and Ghost find themselves in a 2v2.
Busio, though, has been so, he's been so patient in that area, waiting for an angle, waiting for someone to cross by. Finally, it happens, but a Proto actually wins to fight Apop, though, trying to come in. The new pickup right now, able to win the 1v1. It actually takes the whole darn thing. And so Evil Genius is not going to give Ghost an inch there. And that was such a big team effort. I mean, so many different players involved on that hold on the A side, but it's Apop who picks up the clutch. Again, he's a guy that stats don't jump off the page a crazy amount like a Bustio or a Jajamo, but I feel like everyone's been kind of keeping their eye on him as this upcoming controller player in the region. He's got a lot of praise from some of his, you know, colleagues, I guess you could say, in professional Valorant, and that was obviously a big-time moment for him there.
So now up 4-0. This is a really important round in the scheme of things, and not for Ghost's perspective in my mind, but actually from Evil Geniuses. Ghost is one of the best statistical teams when they have full buy purchases.
Yes.
But as far as Evil Geniuses are concerned, you win this round and keep Ghost from keeping themselves on full buys, you'll be able to kind of take some eco advantages here early. So it's going to be Ghost very quickly with the Viper's Pit in support of a B plant, looking to set up a post plant situation with EG looking to retake. Yeah,
it's going to be all on the EG retake at this point, 5-5 to be exact right now. They are going to have the null command from Reform as a bit of an option to help this along. Jajamo looking to see if he can get a little bit of extra out of this, but eventually has to pull the trigger there onto Nismo. It's a great opening kill, actually staying alive somehow for quite a bit, but a Proto eventually able to clear them out and get back into equal footing, but it won't last for long.
Reformed will fall. Bustio still able to connect, though, to get the trade out of John. So down but not out yet is Reformed, and Khan looks like he actually wants to play for a little bit of the revive. Hunter's Fury to stop the defuse from coming out. Going to work out well to create a little bit of extra space throughout this Viper's Pit, which has been pretty difficult, honestly, from either side's perspective, trying to track down these players, but time will become the biggest opponent here for EG on the retake. They will be able to save the op and one rifle, but it's Ghost who get on the board.
Indeed. Yeah, as we were kind of talking about, Ghost, one of the best teams when it comes to winning full buy conversion. They're actually number 1 in that category. Also number 1 when they have an economic advantage, and they're top 3 in full versus full buy rounds. So this is, you know, where Evil Geniuses might excel when it comes to pistols and ecos. I mean, you know, Ghost really excel in kind of these more equal footing economic situations.
Absolutely.
Have the overall best round win rate of any team in the groups. So looking to kind of just pave that one forward as they finally get their first round on the board. A little bit of a cold start here for Nismo, I will say. Don't usually see him this far down, but what I will say is the times I have seen him like this, he usually makes a recovery at some point. I mean, you even saw it happen on this very map in the group stage.
Really, no command going to get popped to force an entry over into A. Respect given by EG, going to back off just a touch. Recon dart will be deleted as the spike is planted. Now it's once again going to be tested onto EG. How do you set up a retake? Aldrone was still being able to be used. That'll sneak out Koala Noob, and all the trades should be there, but no! Reform misses a key 1v1, and Koala Noob will keep his life, and he'll have a little bit of safety to get out of dodge for a time. Jajamo on the rotation back on in, but EG are hard-pressed to find much space, and how about Koala Noob? He stays alive in a pivotal 1v1 and turns his life into 3 total. Now it all falls onto the pop-off player of Jajamo. Operator in hand. It looks like he may just back off, try to save the weapon. Yeah, sure will.
Yeah, indeed, but not going to be allowed to. John Cutie cuts him off there from double doors, and now Ghost are starting to find that rhythm that we're so used to seeing on their Breeze attacking side. Again, they came into this thing, 18-game winning streak on the map, 66% win rate on the attack. had a little bit of a cold start with EG taking the pistol in the opening buy round, but now they've strung together a couple in a row, and like you said, Quality's such a big part of this and such a tight spot here at the Pyramids, but able to just patrol around for the eventual hat trick before succumbing to the snake bite there, but gave his team plenty of breathing room. And now the economy of Evil Geniuses is starting to get up against the rope, but they do have enough for a buy here, and Jawjamo pulls out the Blade Storm. What can he find?
In my mind, you have to win this run for EG. You cannot allow Ghost Gaming to snowball with full purchases from what has been one of their best sides overall when it comes to total map mode combinations. Flash on the corner, nothing there, and the forward positioning here for EG will be nice to kind of try to get some sense of what's happening over at B, but honestly speaking, with the noise being cut here, Ghost have completely traded out.
Yeah, again, Ghosts are so good at just these tempo changes throughout the course of the half. They're really good at, you know, when they feel like they need to play a bit safer, a bit back, you know that Evil Geniuses might be going for something aggressive with that Blade Storm there, but just to kind of sit back and anticipate that pressure, and then just kind of slowly work together as a unit to start clearing the space. As we are going to see them kind of just sitting outside B right now. Jawjamo still trying to play that forward angle right now at elbow, but no one's really giving him a look just yet, but that's about the change as they push forward, but they find the entry clean. Reform now feels the pressure, tries to drop the fragment to slow down the attack onto the B side, but it's to no avail. They find their way on anyway. He does get the kill onto Qualinoob. He's buying time for a rotation, but Ghosts still have control of this site.
These flashes can help create a little bit of space here for EG to get back on and try to set up at least some sort of a post-plant foil, but once again, not quite able to finish off the eliminations in front of them. Brock and John on 1 HP are able to survive. But as you get Calm on the way back in, maybe a chance to still stop this plant from coming through. Time becoming a bit of a problem. Reform able to clutch up on 1-1v1, steps away from Brock, and that will be good. Classic in hand. It's Reform for 3 in the back of the site. And the must-win piece to the puzzle here for Evil Geniuses if you were to want to take this map away from Ghost. On the other side, you want to talk about, you know, just kind of the other angle of the sword here. Nismo has found a single kill so far.
Yeah,
so who has been our #1 statistical player throughout North America so far in this group stage has been Nismo, and he's been a little bit empty at the moment.
Yeah.
So Ghost, once again, going to get pushed back just a touch. Evil Geniuses happy to take some forward map positioning.
That's a really good point you made. I will say we saw this happen to him as well against TSM on this exact map, and he wound up making a comeback with his visual form kind of halfway through the game. So definitely has shown the ability to not let the stats early on shake him, keep his composure, and still come back and have impact. But
huge pick.
He's running out of time to do so here, as we are seeing EG again playing that forward defense right now. Qualinoob, though, is able to catch Apoth in the A-halls. He's going to pick up a weapon. He's able to start charging forward. That's going to prompt the Case players to also make their assault here on this A side, so the split is fully underway. We are going to see that Hunter's Fury, though, come through as well.
Oh, man.
Trying to slow this attack down, but Qualinoob gets in such a dangerous position. But will it matter with this EG flank getting so much damage done?
That is so good from Evil Geniuses to clear out the space, and now it's really just on to Qualinoob to open up. Over back around the back. Reform looking to chase. Not quite able to track down Qualinoob. But has he maybe guessed correctly on this timing?
This is such a wild
angle. No! Oh, man. Oh, it really was, Dustin. You know, it first and foremost starts with Qualinoob. Very appropriate that it also finishes with it.
I mean, he was basically a decoy. The spike was actually going back to A anyway. Like that was, I thought they were going to pinch and come back on to B and play the 2v1 from there, but that was a wild series of events. But in the end, able to get the job done is Qualinoob here with the Blade Storm. Key entry there onto A-Pop. Gets into the back lines when things start getting tough on the A side of the map and finishes it off there in the end. And that's going to keep the score close, and in fact should get even closer as EG on just Sheros for the most part here. They do have the one ult on Reformed, but it's really about it.
Oh, quick isolation of Reformed. He will drop. Jawjamo able to at least put together one trade, but that will completely open up the B site. Boostio once again trying to play for a quick flank, and his timing may allow an opportunity for one if he can avoid the trademark that's sitting right in front of him.
Yeah.
Looks like Comet's trying to join him or Dust. This is all got to be a post-plant foil from the backside of your EG.
Yeah, it is just this double flank that's really going to have to get things done. Trademark's been destroyed, so Ghost, of course, privy to this very movement right now. Owl drones dueling against each other for information through main. Nice little entry there from Boostio with the Headhunter. That could give them a little bit of space, but that Snakebite will slow them back down.
It also gives them a weapon to play with, but as you'd mentioned, time is becoming a major adversary for EG. Well done with the shock darts coming out of Brock. But even with that, Kills are starting to come through. A punishing round here for Ghost, but the number's still controlling enough. Apoth, the last one left, in what is a 1v2 players, but a 1v3 against the Spike as well. And it's Ghost right back in the mix. EG looking to get back into a full versus full round here in round 10.
Indeed they are, but Ghosts have fought themselves back into contention. They've been able to play from behind and now put this thing right back on the table. But EG, again, look at their distribution right now. The fragging's coming from everyone. They're getting just great performances, and again, we're still waiting for Nismo to kind of arise, but everyone else on Ghost are starting to find their footing as well here and starting to make this a close contest. And again, we're starting to see Ghost bring out some of those pacing changes. That was just kind of a dry, fast B hit. Now it looks like they want to test it again, but this time with some added utility. But, oh, that found everything.
Yeah. And now you have to kind of be a bit cautious if you're Ghost. Even attempting to re-rep back over to A, and look what Jajimo's doing. He's already going to take the space. There is a forward wall.
There's
just
no
to
reason
try to
not
help
to.
him to make sure that A's not here. And yeah, it's absolutely a well-positioned defense for Evil Geniuses off the early 0 point.
That's the thing about Ghost, though, is like even though they're very dynamic in what strats they can call, you will often catch them doing like these 5-man group ups occasionally. And so if you can find it early in the round, it just gives you such a good lay of the land. As now they're looking to hold off the speed push hit again. Reform trying to slow things down with that fragment. Calm playing the close corner, able to get one. Reform trades off the back of it, and this is getting shut down pretty well.
Oh, super well done from Reformed once more, but Proto is able to turn this still into a 1v2 situation. He popped the corner, will take him down and make sure that there are no clutch situations here. It's just, man, I cannot state it enough how impressive Reformed has been in this defensive half so far for Evil Geniuses. That one by way of, again, delaying and also getting the null command into play to allow his defense a chance.
Yeah, he's had so many multi-kill rounds on that A side, or B side, excuse me, but also just the timing, you know, just shutting down the timing. Again, Ghost is normally a team that prides itself on, you know, their spacing and how they come in and trade, but they're kind of getting ripped apart by some of this utility. And again, just the fragging is looking superior from Evil Geniuses so far in these key duels on the site. And now, once again, looking to get a little bit aggressive here over on this side. Reform this time doesn't catch anything with the 0 point. Hot flash is still and still finds a frag.
Can't get out, unfortunately, but still, the 1-for-1 is okay. Ustio, feeling like he's got a buffer in front of the B zone, will pick up the rendezvous and then just hoof it back to the back of the site. Once more, you see the aggressive defensive toxic screen being put down for EG. Jajimo enabled to play forward and through the vents because of it. And you're going to have, once again, Calm, the player, in position to watch the cross to make sure nobody hits through mid. This is a pretty comfortable setup in a 4v4 for EG.
Lucio's been detected though at Aljo, and they know that the Tour de Force is indeed guarding this B side, so they're kind of being a little bit more timid on how they want to approach main. They're trying to push forward with some utility, try to shake Boostio, but he's holding his ground firmly. Nismo gives him a tough little headshot angle to deal with there, kind of pushes him back. Meanwhile, the rest of Ghost starting to kind of retreat back into middle. But again, Jajimo has this A-Halls control, just like he had last round. Didn't really play into the round previously, but it very well could now. As Calm may also find himself something here. Oh, it doesn't check. Oh, yeah, he does right the last second. That's a big catch for Calm.
30 seconds left.
Now the recon bolt immediately behind this. It will not tag, but it will once again make life difficult for Ghost as they try to rotate. But they have snuck through. The only little hole in the defense would have been right here, but they popped up top. Good for one. Trade will be there. That'll allow an opportunity to plant, but the numbers stay with EG for the retake.
Yeah, but look at this. Jajimo is going to get uncontested. That K is able to step out. He nails Nismo to the wall with that headshot, leaving it down all the Brock with low HP. And while the spike is down, little else is going his way, and he will not last long. Boostio hits him hard, and wow, EG are putting together a hell of a defense right now.
And the thing about it, which has been the most extraordinary for Evil Genius, is you compare to this EG team to what they were able to find success with playing up against Optic and how they were able to win. It was shutting down the initiators before they had a chance to really even execute. That really hasn't been the case. Ghost have had the ability to get their setups and hit the go call, but EG have done a really nice job of keeping it one-dimensional and just delaying. I feel like every time we see a hit come out of Ghost, it's labored and toiled just by the fact that we're getting so much great utility for Evil Geniuses.
And again, this is a team, Ghosts, that are on an 18-game winning streak on Breeze, and they very rarely find less than 7 rounds in the attack. I think the worst attacking they have had have been their most recent games against TSM and 100 Thieves, where they got 5 attacking rounds in both those games, but their defense still got them the W in the end. So there's a chance that EG might give them their worst attacking half they've ever been dealt on this map this whole year.
Yeah. And hey, just looking at the weaponry coming in, of course, you've got John on the Tour de Force, but Brock is only going to be relying on a Hunter Siri Bulldog combination. So as far as the full round statistics, or full buy round statistics, we should say, for Ghost Gaming and how good they've been, they really haven't had a chance to play with too many full-on purchases. So
sure.
Another kind of check mark put onto the boxes of what the win conditions would be for EG.
Again, EG have been disruptive when they needed to. They've used early information well to push the opposite side of the map when they found the bulk of the forces. You know, they just really done a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And again, you got to give a lot of credit to Reformed and how he's anchored that B side in particular. But, I mean, really, when anyone's been called upon, they've been able to hit their shots, as we are going to see them now pivoting this time a little bit of a faster A play. But once again, some disruption from the snake bites and the recon bolt. Hunter's free, though, trying to peel APOF off the site. Certainly going to find the tag, but Calm trying to put some chip damage in through the toxic screen, and Reformed able to get a frag there.
30 seconds
Oh, but
left.
watch out for Quality Noob. Nobody's actually watching this double doors position. The recon bolt's going to find two. Fragment on top of this. It's good isolation of the site for Ghost, and it works out clinically, leaving Jawjimo down to a 1v4. Maybe an opportunity, but shut down. Nismo comes to life when mattered most and does the
To the situation. But I will try to help you out now with that answer. And the answer is this has been enough for Ghost their last couple of games. I mean, they only got 5 attacking rounds against TSM and 100 Thieves and still ultimately won. And again, we know that EG had the big goose egg attacking side against FaZe on this map and their last time that they played Breeze. So they're going to need to turn that thing around.
Oh, but EG, as we had mentioned, nearly 78% win rate on pistols. Looking good for it off the initial trades, but how about the response from Ghost? The utility in the mid-map. Nismo started to get back to life with a double from front side of cave, and now Jawjimo is stuck in the 1v2 with just 22 health remaining.
Yeah, he is in a very tough spot right now, and also with 9 HP. He's been found out. He does not have spike possession. He's not even close to it. I mean, this is pretty much a sealed round. Will be one of the rare occasions EG do not convert the pistol. Unless Jawjimo goes nuclear.
If we've learned anything about Jawjimo this group stage, is that anything is possible with him. But
I mean, he is basically the number 2 behind Nismo in most categories.
Yeah. Well, we'll find number 1 initially, but can't quite lock down the shots. And it's Nismo for 3, and Ghost, a massive pistol foiling one of the EG's big win conditions largely.
And that's huge to get Nismo going early in the second half. Again, had kind of a sitter in the first half, but this guy across the group stage, number 1 in ACS, number 1 ADR, number 1 kills per round, number 1 in 1vx percentage. So he's giving it to you on both ends of the spectrum because he's also tied for second in first bloods per round. So he's just been insane in all aspects of the game, late and early round. And so to see him be able to get that triple kill, to kind of get his numbers back trending correctly is a big moment for Ghost to start this comeback.
EG, though, still throughout eco rounds, the losing pistols have been good, and it's a really solid first blood through halls. Offensive toxic stream coming out, a lot of pressure onto Proto, who's only able to get 1 snake bite out. Jawjimo makes life even more difficult. With Quality trying to rotate in, he'll be denied, and that's just perfect isolation of the site for EG. Should be good for a plan.
Yeah, indeed it will be. Nismo and John QT in a tough spot here. Just that Spectre on Nismo. Headhunter for John QT does spot one over towards K's, but unable to land the mark, and now his position's been found out. Nismo trying to flash his way through onto site, but again, there's just so many members out in front of him. He's found one, but can he keep it up? Has a chance there against the Jet, but misses. But now look at this. John QT gets into the fold.
Once more, it's Reformed on the opposite side. EV clutch once again. Quick peek coming on the backside. As Nismo in the same breath was able to take down Jawjimo. But no, not going to happen. The 1v2 will not be finished off. And EG, it's just, whenever they've got pistols in hand, you may as well give them that 77% win rate statistic. Good on the bounce back. And now all of a sudden, eco advantage to EG.
Yeah, again, number 1 in eco win rate. Not just pistols. And there's an example of it right there. A huge win to get to not let Ghost start building that momentum early in this comeback attempt on the second half. We are going to see Ghost thought for a second about investing there. We did see the Stinger come out for Koala, but it looks like he sold it back, and now just will take the Sheriff. Other than that, it's going to be basic pistols here, except for a Ghost by Brock. So a big chance for EG to extend that lead.
And it's just John defensively at A here. Ghost kind of stacking the box over towards B. Aldron will likely be the first thing in and will also likely be the vanguard for the entire push, and so will be the case. Rodman will take one side, Boostio the other, but John's able to get one and get away. A massive pick that'll leave numbers advantages, plus the opportunity to try to trap EG, at least in some regard, on top of the site.
That's very true. No flanking option, though, here for Ghost. They're all coming through spawn. So with A halls being controlled by Evil Geniuses as well as Caves, and they have their flank covered, they just have a little bit more ground to work with. Jojima, though, kind of on an island up close on Yellow, needs to be real careful here, but he's getting some support from Reform. As you said, their fragment going to help kind of cut this up a little bit, and they're able to bounce off of it.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautifully done. Last one to find is Brock. Will be tagged up. And really nowhere to go. That is just unbelievably calm and collected from EG. I mean, you mentioned it, there was no flank coming through, but EG had to actually commit members to watching the back because Boostio was down. That trademark was inactive. The fact that you get a double team setup over from the front side of that A post plant is great news for EG. And now you get into a full round bye.
And again, if you're going to have Reform playing like this, when you've already had the consistency of Jojimo and Boostio, who have been kind of amongst the top 10 players in NA all through the group stage, I mean, all of a sudden you're cooking with gas at that point. You know, you can bond out some of their creativity that we've seen at times. I mean, this is looking real good for EG right now, but back to a full buy is Ghost, their chance to contest. They kind of need this one, to be honest.
Yep.
If they go back to saving and EG maybe jump up to 11-6 because of that, that's a long road back.
Well, Koala did at least catch a look at Apoth. Hard to say if he was able to see Jojimo or not, and it looks like, just based on Jojimo moving very quickly forward, the answer very well may be no, he didn't see me. So a forward position over through A halls. Spike still leaning over towards Cave, and honestly for the defense of Ghost, outside of the toxic screen, there's really not even the ability to delay this too much because they have to worry about this Hall's position.
Yeah, definitely a lot of attention being pulled to A-Halls from Brock due to the pressure that's being put there. This recon bolt's going to give him a little bit of intel there. Jojimo has been found out in the corner, but knowing it's half the battle, some shock darts will come out, trying to do some damage, but doesn't really hit Jojimo up too much. He's still fairly healthy here, still playing this corner, and he gets the shot onto Koala to make matters worse for Ghost. And now he can just fade back. His job is done. Nice push there from a Proto to equalize it, and now we got a 4-on-4 coming up.
Yeah, required kill and required reposition out of Ghost to make sure you can keep Halls in your favor. EG now running on in towards site just with the toxic screen to disguise this hit in some form. Apoth looking for maybe a late hit over towards the hallway, but Brock is ready for it.
What a read.
He's actually going to take a play a little bit even further forward. It's all about can they find this pick. Fragment comes down on one side. Reformed is blind. He's actually going to take a ton of chip damage off of this. Has to give up his position, and the wall's not going to get up in time to save him. So really for Ghost, the retake's looking solid. The only thing that can really foil this has come from the side, only able to take down one. And as Proto gets it to halfway, Nismo will bodyguard for the double. And that'll be enough to get the defense back to 7.
Indeed, it will be. And again, you have to give a huge amount of credit to Brock and company re-clearing the A-Halls after Jojimo's initial entry. That was making things dangerous, but a Proto and Brock, they combined to get that frag back, get it back to equal. Then they get it into a 4-on-3 pretty quickly thanks to Brock, and on top of that, he re-hits the recon on A-Halls and detects that potential flank from a Proto, and it gives them, you know, just kind of an understanding of how things were being set up and to be able to play off the back of it. So really well done there. That is going to draw this thing even closer.
You have to think key round right here again for Evil Geniuses, just due to the fact that Ghost statistically, when they've got the ability to the steamroll and snowball out with full purchases, they're the best in North America. So this is one of those other rounds for EG that you have to be putting a lot of focus in, not just because you've got a full buy every round, but you've got a lot of ultimates to play with. Aggression from Evil Geniuses through the middle of the map, but largely that was given away. Ghost happy to concede it, at least for now.
Yeah, they're just letting Koala kind of play K-Solo with the operator. A lot of faith in the Proto to hold this door, and well, he's lived up to his responsibility with the double there. A little bit of a miss from his opping teammate, Koala, but he stays alive with 5 HP. Starting to back off out of the decay, and continues to hold ground right now, buying time for his teammates to start rotating as he plays between the pyramids. Nice flash, though, from Reformed. We'll get that clear, get them the sight, and equalize it back to a 3-on-3 as the spike goes down.
Shock Dark on the way. Null Command gonna get spent, but John will still shut it down immediately. So 3v2 situation. And Com, who's already spent the Hunter's Fury, only has Shock Darts and maybe Snake Bites to delay the potential defuse. And Com's gonna go for it on the backhand side. He's gonna find one for free. 1v1. It's a massive one to the backside of the site. Not gonna work out. So now it's just down to Apop. No more snake bites to play by. It's both players taking team shots, but it's Apop with the opener and the second! A huge Red Bull clutch for Evil Geniuses! A must-win round goes their way, and they grow their lead to another 3-round differential.
What a big win for EG. It seemed like Ghosts were going to pull off that retake, but again, it's Calm with this reflank through double doors, gets a kill. Apop in the 1 versus 2 comes up huge off the back of his snake bites and just finding the 1v1s, isolating them, and getting such a key victory. Now they stay out in front, and the economy of Ghosts in tatters at this point. Marshall out for Brock, a couple of upgraded pistols. That's really about it. Other than John QT able to get out that tour de force.
How about this play from Ghost? Not only is it the tour de force, but you're able to sneak forward into caves and likely be able to get quality to pull out the blade. So kill potential is in the mix for Ghost. The question just comes down to, do you trust your read so far? Because at the moment, they're gambling correctly with this re-wrap back to B.
Indeed they are. I mean, EG is certainly focused up here. I mean, again, just with the Proto having this deep cave position, it gives them a little bit more flexibility. Blades are out. The backup, John Cutie's tour de force, and they're in the right place, as you were kind of indicating. Now it's just about shutting the attack down.
It's very far forward. Toxic screen. Now the Viper Pit coming through. It's going to make life very difficult for the tour de force to happen. And as Qualude falls, it's just on largely the snipe pressure out of Brock and John. Able to connect with one, but not a second, is the chamber of Ghost. Now for Proto and Brock, it's just down to, can you maybe sneak away or kill or two? I mean, Proto's really not even here yet. There's so much green smoke to work through. And now just on to Brock. Nothing to happen there. And EG take a key win one stage. They had a 71% defensive win rate. So it's crazy. I think just to see that EG is able to find this much success. Especially considering, you know, with the desk had brought it up, like Ghost has been one of the more tactfully sound teams in North America, where EG has kind of gotten by, so to speak, off of individual pop-off moments. Now this time Nismo, trying to catch Calm off guard. But the duel is backed off on, and we stay 5v5 early.
Indeed we do. Dodgebow getting deep behind enemy lines right now, putting that pressure on, does a lot of damage to Brock there. Contains A-Halls, has Bustio for support as well. Really putting a lot of attention here on the site.
Well
now
done.
they get the entry there. Again, Bustio with the entry, with the tour de force. I know, the aerobatics to dodge. All of that 103, but now Nismo pops off, and that's spiked down.
Yeah, that's actually great news from Ghost. Keeping the containment of A-Halls, even though the bootstraps of Dodgebow were able to just barely get out of the world of hurt from the Hunter's Fury. But EG are a bit trapped inside A-Halls at the moment. Dodgebow, good piece of timing, opens up some space around the back. But the question still remains, can you isolate Nismo from the front? Apop will give it a go. It is able to successfully take down a kill, now turning the numbers from a 4v3 to a 3v2 the opposite way.
I mean, that was the thing. So much attention was at A-Halls, but Nismo held his ground at caves and got spiked down. Such a big moment for him, but now they've cleared that with Apop. Dodgebow's out onto the site. They have the 3-on-2. Dodgebow gets himself another trade, able to dash to the pyramids and use Apop to get the crossfire. And that's EG now at map points on the pick of Ghost. Their bread and butter map of Breeze is about to get, I don't know, man, to get singed around the edges a little too much in that toaster.
Bro, EG last week found 0 rounds on attack versus phase.
Not only that, but their overall attack win rate on this map is like 46%. It's not
low.
Anything impressive. Granted, they haven't had to play a lot of attacking around some of their Breeze games. They would just have like really strong defenses, just close on offense without, you know, really too much play in some of the open qualifiers. So maybe that number's a little bit skewed, but yeah, it's not been something you really think of them as a super strong Breeze attack team, but they're doing it today.
Man. All of the keys towards EG stealing this map, condition-wise, have been met.
I can't use that.
Small delay out of the snake bite, but Chonwo still just runs through it, dude. Just no regard for his own life whatsoever. Nismo will drop after the null command was spent. Proto in trouble, but sustains. Can he do any more, though? That's the real question. Snake bite over the top of the double-sided box. That will vulnerable up at least a couple of players. And Quality on the long flank may be able to entrap this, especially with Nismo being brought back to life thanks to John. And it looks like the isolation will work out. Calm does have the spike and tons of time, though, so a 1v3 is definitely possible.
It is possible, but he's going to run out into middle where two defenders are waiting for the cross. They will detect this. While they miss their shots, they have the read. Calm just trying to hightail it over to B to at least get the spike down for economy's sake. Maybe even pick up an ore to build up that Hunter's Fury. But winning the round is definitely a far cry away, especially with Ghost gathered up together as a unit coming through main. Even delays the spike plant, gives Ghost even more time, and that will be wrapped. But that's just not happening this map on a consistent basis. Like, again, they've just looked a little bit flatter than what you'd expect. Meanwhile, EG firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, and it's just for what it's worth. It's just all of the things for EG that have gone right have largely been off of just keeping the real estate of the map in your favor, but also keeping the clock in your favor.
Sure.
Especially from that defensive half. I mean, Ghost just felt pressed almost every single time they were trying to make a move.
Yeah,
so we'll see how this all unfolds here in round 21. Koala Noob trying to contest early in the Hells, but Jajimo is right on the corner. And if this 1v1 goes the way of Jajimo... Do you force it? Do you force it? Oh, they force it!
Oh, he gets away. He gets away. He dodges the shock dart with the backwards tailwind. Hunter's Fury, though, will find him out from Calm, so finally taken care of. EG get it back into a 4-4, but certainly Labor, they have A-Hall's control. They're looking to split this site, and they catch Proc in transition. Such a quick peek there from Apoth, and now it's all in a Proto stuck on the site. He's been detected. He's flashed, and he's singing a snake bite, probably not even realizing it just yet. Finally gets a frag. He's been whittled down so low.
How appropriate it would be the #1 statistical player in North America that would now have to 1v3 to extend Ghost Gaming's map pick. Spike planted. No more ultimates to work through. It's just Nismo versus the world. Tons of utility in his pockets. Maybe a chance to isolate, but no!